They've been calling Canada home for less than a week. But for the first time in a long time, these asylum seekers say they finally feel safe.
In Mexico, the security situation it's not good. It's very dangerous for us because we have a situation there with the narco and all stuff like that. You can be kidnapped for anything, and they might kill you, or they want to get money of your families. It was terrible for us.
Dozens of migrants like them are living in this building owned by the Quebec government while they wait to obtain refugee status. They have all arrived in Canada after months, sometimes even years of traveling.
First, we want to settle down here in Montreal, get to learn the language, the French language.
French.
Get a job, and then we want
bring our families.
Because maybe he's in a future.
Here's a future and security.
The number of asylum seekers coming by plane has soared in the past few months. According to Immigration Canada, it went from 1,600 in 2021 to close to 12,000 in 2022. Mexican nationals make up the largest part of it, according to the Regional Settlement Program.
At the moment, people come mainly from South America. The main country of origin of people we welcome is Mexico. People are certainly looking for a place where they can live their lives safely. For those who have a family, it's often about ensuring their family have a better future. But everyone has a unique journey.
Last year, Mexico had the second highest number of asylum seekers. Unlike migrants coming from Colombia, Haiti, or Nigeria, Mexicans don't need a visa to enter Canada. They can simply fill out an online form called ETA to be able to stay for up to 6 months.
If you don't have a passport, you have to pay for a coyote. But if you have a passport, it's cheaper to pay for a plane ticket from Mexico City that costs between 25 and 30,000 pesos, when a coyote can charge more than 100,000 pesos.
Esteban was a journalist in Mexico. We've agreed to conceal his identity because of security concerns.
I was writing about crimes against the environment by the government, and I received threats from the Jalisco Nueva Generación cartel, which is all over Mexico. They started saying that I was meddling in things that were none of my business, that I knew what the situation was like for journalists in Mexico, and that if I didn't want to end up like them, that I should stay quiet.
Esteban applied for asylum in Canada. While he waits for a ruling on his status, he's worked with his cousin as a mechanic, following a string of clandestine and dangerous jobs.
For 7 months, I had to work on the black market. All of us were from Latin America. There were people from Chile, Colombia, and lots of Mexicans. It's physical work, for which you have to carry very heavy things, where if you break an arm or a leg, you have no insurance, no right to visit a doctor. These types of jobs, people from here, they'll never do them.
Son trabajos que la gente de aquí de ninguna forma va a hacer.
Esteban is expecting news on his claim soon. His case is being processed by the Immigration and Refugee Board of Canada.
I'm calling to see if there's any news about my meeting.
We'll see each other next week. See you later.
Esteban's lawyer says the amount of proof he's presented to show he's being persecuted has increased his chances of obtaining refugee status, but it won't be the case for the majority of other Mexicans applying.
In general, the acceptance rate of Mexican asylum seekers who come to Canada is about 30%. During the pandemic, the number of asylum claims was nearly 0. Before the pandemic, it was 500 or even 600. But last year, it went up to 8,000, 9,000 for Quebec alone. All this despite our lack of immigration lawyers.
Those whose claims are rejected are sent back to Mexico, but some choose to stay illegally and try to make their way south to the United States. Advocates can't pinpoint a specific cause for the surge in claims, but some say videos on social media may have played a role. This one has more than 13 million views. They say Canada has a flexible immigration policy.
They need people. The best part is that this not only opens the door to professionals, but also to tradespeople.
Canada's refugee system is under more pressure, but experts don't think it will force the country to review its immigration policy with Mexico.
We want to preserve the freedom of agreements, mainly trade agreements. From 2009 to 2016, Mexicans were forced to apply for a visa to enter Canada. If you look at the newspapers at the time, you can see Mexican presidents were upset about this. So in 2016, Justin Trudeau decided to lift the obligation to get a visa for Mexicans to enter Canada.
Upsetting one of Canada's partners in the North American Free Trade Agreement doesn't seem to be in the plans. But some advocates worry it will lead to an increase in clandestine employer networks and smugglers between Canada and the United States.